Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey guys, we are uploading this one on Merry Christmas, so happy holidays to all of you who celebrate.
We shouldn't just say Merry Christmas. Happy
Everybody,
holidays to
right?
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate.
Or if you don't celebrate, we're glad you're back with us.
Yeah. We're just glad to see you guys.
Absolutely.
Today we just we're obviously recording this in advance. We just watched the last episode, so we're coming in fresh for episode 23 of The West Wing.
Yeah, we're jumping 22.
22. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're jumping right into the next one, so we can put this up on Christmas Day.
Yes.
So that we're not cheating any of our Patreon subscribers out of the content they paid for.
We want to spend Christmas with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd much rather spend Christmas with these guys than some of my family. Honestly,
it's true.
I was like, I'd rather just sit here and watch TV with you guys than hang out with a couple of my family members who are going to inevitably drink a little bit, and conversations are going to take the kind of turns that I'm like, whoa, someone steer the uncle back onto the.
I'm gonna walk outside.
When did everything get anti-Semitic all of a sudden?
It's like Christmas Vacation.
Because it's gonna
happen.
If my family's watching this, sorry guys, but I'm telling the truth.
And that's how I got kicked out of Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. I was never invited back, which is probably a win. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, in regards to the show,
right?
We left off on a cliffhanger, man.
Yeah, I like the arc we're in. We've had people on Patreon say that this is a really cool arc to end the season.
Yes.
And I see why. We have a couple of really intriguing storylines going, too, in particular, right?
Yes.
We have the fine people of Kumar, right, who is a country. It's a fictional country, obviously, but it is a country that's an ally on the show to the United States, and it looks like they just sponsored an attack to destroy the Golden Gate Bridge.
It sounds
in the U.S.
When you say it like that, it sounds like a B movie.
It does, but
the way they play it is really good.
Well, obviously, I'm oversimplifying.
Sure, sure.
To get the bumper sticker description of it, but yeah,
that is what's happening.
And they're coming for a visit, like a friendly visit to the White House, while being investigated for really an attack on the United States.
So it does seem like the show at this point is kind of pulling from two movies right now, right? Obviously, you mentioned 13 Days with Kevin Costner.
Right. Yeah, there's 13 Days with Kevin Costner,
which I will watch.
It did the same thing. It's a great film. Yeah.
And then The Bodyguard. So two Costner movies, which is kind of weird to think.
It's true. It is two Costner movies, isn't
weird.
it? But yeah, maybe Aaron Sorkin was watching a lot of Costner
with Costner and Molly's Game.
That's true. He did.
He's a Costner fan.
He might just be a Costner fan. Maybe this was these two storylines were his pitch to get Kevin to come work with him.
That's awesome.
Right. But yeah, Mark Harmon, who like everyone else, they cast this show so freaking well, including the guest actors. Mark Harmon is fantastic in this role. I love the fact that we've been informed by our Patreon subscribers, because we speculated, right?
Yeah.
That this role feels so much like his NCIS role.
And that's what
and this was beforehand.
Yeah.
That maybe the people who created NCIS, when they were casting, thought, man, he was so good in his turn on the West Wing, that fits perfectly. And I'm really glad, because one, he is great on this show.
He's very good.
And it feels like, I like the idea of an actor doing a guest turn on a show and being rewarded, right, with being cast on something else further, a bigger project.
I don't think you have an NCIS without the West Wing in general, because
Agreed.
It's not as good as the West Wing, obviously.
But sure, it's a different kind of show.
It feels like they're trying to do the same kind of thing. The ins and outs of this organization.
It's procedural. The West Wing is a procedural, right? Absolutely.
And it makes me think, I would love to see Sorkin tackle something like that, whether it be a police force, straight up Secret Service, or just some sort of government agency,
right,
that involves agents.
Sure,
I would watch that. I think Sorkin can nail that.
Oh, if you've seen Moneyball, Sorkin can kind of nail whatever he feels like nail.
The ins and outs of celebrity poker.
Yeah, exactly. If he can do Molly's Game and he can do Moneyball, he can kind of do anything if he's interested in it.
We should pitch it to him.
Right.
Aaron, Secret Service movie.
Yeah, can you do a U.S. Treasury movie or show that deals with the Secret Service?
That one storyline that he's doing, it does feel like The Bodyguard, but he's tackling essentially what is a thriller,
right?
And we're not seeing action per se, but it gets your blood going.
Well, sure, especially when it's kind of like Jaws, right?
Yeah,
we haven't seen the bad guy,
the killer. Yeah,
we just have trails of him, right?
Sure,
he's lurking. He's sending messages.
Yeah, it's like Robin Williams in the first half of Insomnia. You don't see him in the first half of the movie, and I think all good thrillers you got to save your monster.
Right. Well, I mean, like, look where we live. Not to be too specific, but BTK is a local dude, and when he
Yeah.
started writing letters again about 10 years ago, the local
I remember.
communities were really freaked out.
My mom was freaked out.
Yeah.
We'd lock our doors.
Yeah, it was like, oh wait, this serial killer that disappeared 20 years ago is now like back taunting the police that he's going to start murdering people again.
Not today, Dennis.
It was a yeah, it was a big deal,
Yeah.
you know. And so this idea of a lurking threat that you don't see
Mhm.
makes for great television,
And I
doesn't
think
it?
a lot of folks can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's what you don't see. It's what lurks in the shadows.
Right. It's that fear of something that you know is there, but you can't identify it. Right. It's like Jaws. It's
Mhm.
something that lurks below the surface and you can't see it, and that's the biggest threat.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that for both storylines. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they have an idea of who's planning the attack against the bridge, but we're not sure.
Right.
We're not sure where they're going. I mean, obviously they caught him on the opposite coast. They're not going to be on the East Coast,
I
but
feel like that's where we're headed. I mean, obviously the president said, find out, research, investigate, make sure you're right.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be weird if they came back and was like, no, boy, were we wrong, not him.
Yeah.
And we also had a Big Sam screw up in the last episode, which is going to be politically damaging.
That was my biggest gripe of the last episode.
Sure.
Didn't think it was executed poorly. I just think the fact that it's Sam, it bugs me a little bit.
Well,
He's a naive guy, Boy Scout. I get
Right.
it. He's a very trusting guy, like you said.
I just felt like this was the first time that it was really obvious that he was screwing up all the way.
Yeah.
Like, you and I aren't political experts.
No.
And we're certainly
Heck no.
we're certainly not on Sam's level, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And I felt like it was telegraphed a mile away, like, this is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't know how,
But you called it.
but it seemed clear. It's like Sam should not be meeting with this guy at all.
It was obvious.
There's clearly a setup happening here.
Yeah.
And it was.
Even when he passed the tape over, we were like, well, there it is.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know how this is going to come back and bite him, but this is clearly going to come back and bite him.
Mhm.
And afterwards, it should have been obvious, right? Sam hands him the tape. Now it's not from our campaign. They gave it to us, and we're just sharing it with the news now.
Well, as far as like TV movies go, anytime any character slides some kind of MacGuffin over, you're like, all right.
Problem.
Yeah.
We're going to start here. We're starting to run a little long on our intro, which we've gotten in the bad habit of. It's just such a good show, guys.
It's Christmas.
We do want to welcome Kate Old, Black Rain 712, Emma Rosen, and Sheer Maman. Thanks so much for being with us on our Patreon, guys. We're very happy you're here with us.
We really are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello,
Merry
hello.
Christmas. If you mind the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page, where you can find all sorts of content. Just wrapped up Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and are starting The Good Place.
Mhm.
We're also just about to wrap up Schitt's Creek and starting to look for replacements on that.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff there. We will also, by the time we're done, have every episode of The West Wing.
Season 3.
Yep, we're finishing up 3. Yeah, we're finishing up 3 now, and we're going to do 4 seasons more because this show is worth it.
The controlling partner at Bank Al Hassan is Abdul Ibn Sharif, Minister of Defense for the Sultanate of Kumar.
So Kumar was funneling money to pay for this. Yep.
$97,000 to the King's Bank of Tunisia before the embassy.
And there's the money trail.
So there's the proof they needed.
I can't recognize the actor they get, but he looks menacing.
You haven't got it. This isn't a cave dweller. This is Capone. You haven't got it.
Okay.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
That push in on him delivering that line.
It's just good camera work, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Sam's in trouble or in the doghouse at all after that last move?
You would think so. I mean, like,
Right. Well, remember the pilot, Josh.
Bruno certainly.
Right. But the pilot, Josh, screwed up, and it was like, are we going to fire this guy? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, Sam's not gonna get fired. But
Sam's not going to get fired, but you got to wonder what level it's like, dude. you
they make
know?
him sit in the corner the whole
I
episode,
mean, like,
wearing
you
a
know,
dunce hat.
you kind of do what they did with Josh. You just like, you're kind of a pariah right now. Stay over there.
Yeah, don't talk to anybody.
Right? Yeah. Maybe he's going to figure out what everyone else is. Listen to Bruno.
No,
There she
worse.
is. Yeah.
Did you just say you were sending me to Bismarck?
Yeah,
North Dakota?
it's just overnight.
Am I being punished?
Just the opposite, my friend. Yeah, North
Is it
Dakota
Christmas time?
wants to have a plank eliminating the word north from their name.
How does a person get to Bismarck?
The
Fucking airplane.
Iditarod, Donna. They have an
Yeah.
airport. It's the capital. Poor women are counting on me.
All women count on you, Josh. We find you godlike.
What's the biggest single thing the president can do for the environment?
Save the Everglades.
Largest subtropical wilderness in the lower 48.
It's great for us, terrible for Richie, and suddenly Florida's in play.
And even if we don't win it, now
Yeah.
he's got to spend time,
That's a
he's
great
got to
point.
spend money campaigning in his own state.
Sugar growers are Richie's biggest supporters. It'll look like we're taxing our enemies. It'll backfire.
That's true.
Technically, it's not a
That
tax,
would.
guys.
Good point.
I've just been told that Governor Ritchie's coming as well, so now it becomes a different thing. And
You gonna meet him?
Tell Toku
Probably
Zuma.
the next episode.
I've been waiting.
25 votes
Yeah.
you need to move the Working Toward Independence Act out of committee. Put in $300 million more for marriage incentives, and we raised the work requirements to 38 hours a week.
Well, the work requirement aside, the marriage incentives.
the only way.
Marriage incentives are terrible.
Would that even be in there? Kind of.
Tax breaks for people who get married. It's social engineering.
Gotcha.
I just can't believe it's been a year.
Or is it Miss Landingham?
Anyway,
Oh, it's probably Miss Landingham. I guarantee you it's Miss Landingham. Yeah.
Just
the enemy imagines he is secure. The bridge did not fall. He looks down from his high or elevated place or places.
How do we get out? We'll look impolite and we'll look chicken.
We could ask Richie not to go.
How does that work?
We ask politely.
We tell him the show's not very good. We don't think he's gonna like it.
I was looking forward to it.
What?
The show.
It's 5 hours of King Henry's with musical interludes and a dinner break.
And they said they came to you yesterday with something about the Everglades and you shut the door.
Yeah.
Now they're double checking his work after his
Yeah.
mess up, which I get.
It's fair. Totally
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, he wasn't
This is
overly
ridiculous. He's coming here. He's coming
attacking for
here.
it.
Plus, we're never going to see Sharif again.
Fellas, this guy is going to stand trial in the U.S. court, and if we have to stick heroin on his plane to get him there, that's what we're going to do.
You knew I was shopping?
He was there.
How do you know?
He thought you looked good in the black Vera Wang.
I can't go to my gym. My gym's flooded.
How about the White House gym?
It closes at 7.
You could use ours. It's just a couple blocks.
Is it a good gym?
Yes, it's a...
No, we have a terrible gym in the Secret Service.
Stop it, bro. Could you imagine?
We have a couple of jump ropes and a yoga mat.
We have 2 dumbbells.
$300 million for marriage incentives.
Ah, the marriage incentives. What a bunch of horsemen.
I agree.
Is
I
marriage
agree.
really something that should be incentivized? So it's been a year. Why don't you organize the search, for a new executive secretary?
He feels the issue is not yet ripe for national attention. The president wishes you well in your endeavors and thanks you for your support.
We enjoy roughly the same climate as South Dakota. We took in $73.7 million in tourism revenue last year.
They have Mount Rushmore.
They have the word South.
In Mount Rushmore.
Also,
Right.
Rushmore.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
exactly.
the White House behind this or not?
We build a second Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, let's build our own.
It's at the B-side.
At the back of all the presidents. 90 miles north. Yeah. You ever see North by Northwest?
I have, yeah.
I love that movie. That might be my favorite Hitchcock after Rear Window.
It's not a bad choice.
No.
You never said how the meeting with Quintero went.
Don't tell her about marriage
Well,
incentives. She's going to freak out at you. We've seen that before with her.
$300 million for marriage incentives?
Uh-oh.
You mean like
Yeah, your evening is
subscriptions to
ruined.
Bride and Groom
I saw that
magazine?
coming.
No. Amy, if we don't get elected, I promise you, President Ritchie is going to have a lot less sympathy for your agenda.
I want to start shooting calls tonight to the Congressional Women's Caucus.
He just chucked his phone in the stew.
That's overreaction. Yeah.
God. No way.
Come on.
The Secretary of
Tell 'em I'm
Labor's in
calling
Chicago.
The
I need...
IOU on prenatal health care.
Home?
Let me try one of those.
On a what?
A gun.
Shooting?
Yeah, let me see what all the fuss is about.
Have you ever shot a gun before? I'm gonna stand
Grip
behind you.
that
and
thing
hold your
tight.
shoulder.
I don't need training wheels.
Okay.
They're on ear protection, man.
Be careful. You have to say something nice to me.
Something nice to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, you want to back off?
Yeah,
He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
He just killed it. I would not be surprised if
I
they
like
make
that you're
out.
tall. You do.
We're going to have to move faster on the welfare bill.
Yesterday, you told me we were fine.
We are fine.
My girlfriend
but the
made
women's
sure.
groups are going to have their day in the sun.
Toby, an encouraging word from you to Sam wouldn't be totally out of line.
Sam doesn't need to be patronized. He'll shake it off. Is there anyone you'd rather have as a blood enemy less than Sam? I think
That's
how I
true.
want him.
We'll cancel his trip here, obviously, but we'll come up with something then.
It's all strategy. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Poisonous soup.
yeah. It's like they want to say it.
I think honestly, that might honestly be what's on their mind now if they can't
Like,
try him.
Do I gotta say it? Do you want to say it?
Right? What if
yeah.
somebody break the awkward silence here like a weird date?
After we killed Yamamoto, we shot down his plane.
We declared war.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer had been successful.
And the plot to kill
There would
Hitler
have been
was an internal
statues built of an
rebellion.
assassin. You're talking to me about international laws? The laws of nature don't even apply here.
Yeah.
He can't cancel Sharif's trip, Leo. You've got to tell him he can't cancel it.
Better pick your spirits up. My spirits are up, because I can do magic. Really.
Can I get the room for a minute?
Come see me about that magic.
Will do.
I'm fine.
Yeah? Because this is no time for the starters to be on the bench.
Yeah.
You're still mad, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mad as hell.
Josh, what the hell did you do to this welfare vote?
Well, we scheduled it for Wednesday night. The first was to get you out of the Catholic Charities event in New York.
I'm going to that. Where are we on the vote?
Well, to be honest, we're slipping a little bit. So.
Why is it for every good thing you do around here, we've got to endure 3 screw-ups?
Well, I'm sorry about this.
Sorry doesn't get me 218. And why the hell don't you know what Richie's commitments are before you get anywhere near my schedule? I've got the presidential box at a cattle call.
This is bodyguard territory, man.
Yeah, we have gone full bodyguard.
No, no. I was just, you're right, because walking in these heels.
I don't want to sleep with these guys. I just want their vote.
Amy, when these things are over and we win, you know whose job it is to pay a visit to the people who weren't with us?
You just threatened me, honey. What happened?
I'm saying that just because you have Sherry Lansing's platinum card doesn't mean you go toe-to-toe with the people who are writing the federal budget.
For trouble.
We got to be able to talk about this.
Okay, how about the president just ripped them a new one in the Oval Office over it?
Hey, by the way, I signed off on canceling the trip. I signed off on setting the vote. You shouldn't cancel the trip.
There it is.
You should tell me to call the State Department.
Why?
What are the alternatives? He's killed innocent people. He'll kill more, so we have to end him.
There it is.
The village idiot comes to that conclusion before.
That's me. I'm the village idiot who came to that conclusion. Yeah.
Hi.
Just you. Right now. This decision.
There are moral absolutes.
Yes, there are, but not in this situation.
Make the call.
Life isn't perfect. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not.
You're not going to get the resolution you want.
Chilling ending.
Yeah, it was, wasn't
quiet,
it?
Very quiet. And this doesn't have the same cliffhangery feel the last one did, so I'm okay with waiting. Obviously, 2 weeks, I guess. But man, I'm pumped for this finale now. Like, I really am. Like, this was a great setup. Like, we're headed to something big.
We are, and is there any resolution to this besides the fact that it feels like we're heading towards an assassination?
You got to compromise. I mean, look, I also, when I was much younger too, I was like moral absolutes, right?
Sure,
like
everybody is, right?
Good people, bad people. Like, you have to stand by your beliefs. But in this situation, man, like, yeah, this is a bad guy.
It's a bad guy. It's a bad situation, and you're going to have to come up with some type of resolution.
Do that or let him continue.
Right.
You know, and that's how is that not in your conscience? The fact that you could have ended it.
Sure.
You know, so look, we're not in charge of running the country. We're not in charge.
Right.
It also, this is TV.
Yeah, I mean, this is
But at the same time, it's like it's presenting this question to the audience. You know. And,
well, I mean, remember post 9/11 that when it got into it, remember there were the deck of cards, that were handed out to all servicemen, and there's like play the cards and everything, but these are the guys we're looking for. We're there's actually a hunt for these specific people.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of them ended up. We found them, and there's going to be, a drone and a smart bomb that's going to resolve that. There was the guy that was, I don't know if it was Taliban, but last year, right? They found one of the main guys. Do you remember the bomb that was used to make sure it didn't actually kill innocent people?
I do not.
It was a laser guided bomb. And
really?
what the bomb was this is how specific it was. They targeted the guy. It crashed into his house, and when the bomb opened up, it wasn't an explosive. It was spinning swords, and it just dissected the guy on the way down to make sure it didn't kill anybody else.
Jesus,
that's precision, right there of taking a guy out, which is what we're talking about here. Yeah, I mean, it was when you think about that, it's like that sounds like a Bond movie.
It really does.
But that's honestly what it was, to make
punishment too.
To make sure that there wasn't a lot of other casualties among people you weren't trying to target.
Yeah.
That's as precise as it gets.
This is the day and age we're living in, too. This is not like, hey, I got a gun. This is like,
right.
I got a bomb.
Yeah,
I got a drone for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you're right. And let Fitzwallace handle that situation, I guess.
I mean, that's where Fitzwallace was the one that started. Been a soldier for 38 years. I can't see another way.
And he can recognize a bad guy when he sees one, right?
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, like, look, Bartlett is a great character because he's so complicated and he's such a good person.
And you want him to have moral questions about tough decisions like this. You don't want someone who just comes in and makes snap judgments.
No.
It's okay to be thoughtful and take your time and weigh options.
You want a president to.
Absolutely. You want to be deliberate. You want to be thoughtful.
And this is a situation that I'm sure every president hopes they don't have to make, but are going to have to make this kind of decision.
When
every single president will have to make this kind of decision.
Remember watching on TV in 2011, when with Barack Obama, when they found, watching
the drone stuff.
Well, not just the drone stuff, which is ugly, but the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound.
Yes.
We saw, you see the footage of Obama and all of the decision makers, right, sitting there and watching in real time the attack on the compound. It was there to kill the one guy.
Yeah. And you know what? It's tough. You want the best possible person to be in that situation because
making those decisions, right?
And that's the job.
Yep.
Love it or hate, love him or hate him. That's the job. And Bartlett's having to do that. And I can't believe this is the situation that we're going to end the season.
Yeah, we've got some really cool storylines going forward.
I just didn't expect that. When we started season 3, we thought it was going to be all campaign.
I did think it was going to be like, this was all campaign stuff. We are at the end of this season, and we still haven't met the Republican nominee. And we haven't seen him.
I'm okay with it because this is very intriguing.
What a great build. Yeah,
really
absolutely.
I never would have guessed that. It came out of left field, and it's compelling, and it's a situation that like it's true to life, and I'm really glad we're seeing the ins and outs of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I am very impatient to see Richie.
I am too. Yeah,
I'm like, show us the man.
We have the benefit of the entire show,
right?
So we'll get it.
We'll get it. But I want to meet the guy because they're setting him up to be kind of a buffoon.
Yeah.
Right. Certainly not as smart or capable as Jed Bartlett. I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And I want to see who and how they're playing it because I do feel like it is a George Bush kind of character they're setting.
Sure, yeah, of course. And
W. Bush.
Yeah, W. Yeah. I do want to see if they do like a straight. I don't think they'll do like an impersonation at all.
But
I wonder how close to Bush it's going to be.
Well, I mean, it is going to be a Florida governor who is apparently not that big on things like being erudite, right? The president calls himself erudite, and I agree with that. I'm not sure education is really going to be this Richie guy's strong suit. I think that's what they're setting up.
Yeah.
Toby said it, right?
Yeah.
It's about smart and not. Make this debate about that, or make the campaign about that, which means I think on a observable level, Richie is not going to measure up to Bartlett.
What I'm hoping happens is we resolve this storyline in the next episode, obviously.
Sure.
I'm sure it's going to take up a giant chunk of the episode,
Mhm.
as it should. And then I think in the wind down, we might get a tease. We might see him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 23 or 24. I think it might be 2 more episodes.
Oh, okay.
I just looked to see if this was the finale, and it's not. I don't know. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 more.
Okay. Well, regardless, we're at the end.
Yeah, we're at the end of the season.
It's coming, and it's like this season. I know a lot of folks, us included, hold the season 2 finale as in high regard.
Absolutely,
it's the best finale we've had so far out of 3 seasons. But this is compelling. This is as compelling as that. Like obviously, the Two Cathedrals was a 2-parter. This is like a 4-parter, and it's like, holy cow, what a way to end the season.
Yeah, we are really taking our time and letting some of these storylines breathe, which I absolutely respect.
That's what you should use television for.
Always, if you're doing TV. Mike Flanagan is a great example of a guy that says, he makes movies and he makes miniseries. And I love his miniseries because they let things breathe. They take their time.
Hey, him and Sorkin have that in common. They both recognize the medium.
Absolutely.
And that's
you don't have to rush everything, right? If you're in good storytelling, which we'll get to see. So at any rate,
we called it with the bodyguard situation. They're totally
for sure. They're gonna make out at some point.
Yeah.
All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.